I really just wanted to share this video to tell somebody out there to slow down. That is a lot coming from me because I am someone who does not have much patience for anything. Um, and I've learned patience the hard way, unfortunately. But I really just wanted to make this video to tell somebody to slow down and to listen to that quiet voice inside when you feel like when you're trying to make a decision and you've asked God about it and you feel like it could go either way. Like it could be a yes, it could be a no. You really don't know. Um, and maybe you feel like, okay, God's not blatantly answering me in a, you know, in a very clear, um, out there type of way. Like you feel like you're not getting an audible voice. You feel like there isn't some very just perfectly clear sign, but you are still reading your word and you are still praying about it. I would just encourage you to listen to the small voice, because oftentimes the voice that is the loudest is the one that is trying to distract. Um, and the one that is the quietest in your spirit a lot of times could be God. Um, and not to say that if you accidentally make the wrong choice that it's not redeemable, because we know that he can redeem anything. And I'm truly a believer that like if you really just really don't know, just go and he will correct you. Not that everyone likes correction, but I'm one of those that kind of needs like a lot of guidance and a lot of correction. So if you're like me, then you could just go and then suffer the consequences later. But if you don't want to do that, I would caution you that if there's anything that you question where it feels like maybe this could be God telling me to pause, maybe you should listen to that. The reason why I'm saying this is because right now I'm in a position where I am refiguring some things out, and I made a commitment to something that now I'm having to let go of that thing because I felt like God wasn't answering, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go, and if He corrects me, then I'll listen. Well, now looking back, it's like He corrected me multiple little times, but the voices that were around me that were the loudest were, while they were encouraging voices, it wasn't necessarily um, beneficial now that I'm looking back on it. So, and there were many moments before I made this decision that I thought, like, maybe this is God trying to tell me to, like, slow down, to stop. Even to the point where I had a conversation with someone who was helping me make this decision, and he literally went, I think you need to do some soul searching first. And I'm like, sir, you don't understand. I have searched my soul like high and low. There is no more searching to do. Like if I search any longer, I'm going to be old and gray before I make a move, right? So I didn't listen to him, and I probably should have. And it really hurt. It really hurt to hear him say, be still, because I felt like that's exactly what he was telling me to do. Like, sit, do not move, be still. Like, but I didn't take that as in be still in a peaceful way. I took it as in like, no, you're not progressing yet. Like you can't move forward. You can't do this yet. You're not good enough. You're not strong enough, whatever. When in reality, a lot of times being still doesn't mean that you're not making progress, but sometimes God just calls you to relax and to rest in that peace that He's trying to give you. Because we always think we know what we need for ourselves, but a lot of times we don't. So, yeah. I'm saying all this to say, if God does tell you to slow down, be still, relax, bask in His peace, like, listen. because you don't want to deal with the correction that comes afterwards. That a lot of times in our realm, it could feel like anxiety, or it could feel like physical stress, like maybe pain because of the stress. Um, but in the spiritual realm, there's a lot going on. So, but, anyways, you don't want to deal with the repercussions of that. And when God does check you before you make the move, be sensitive to that quiet spirit, be sensitive to that quiet voice, because a lot of times that's the one that's right. So that's all I just came on here to say. Somebody can learn from my mistakes, and hopefully you're not as hard-headed as me. But it's okay. God redeems, He restores, and if you misstep and you are still submitting, like, He will 100% put you back on the right path. But this is just a warning that if anybody out there feels like your life isn't moving right now, or it's not moving fast enough, or you thought the direction would be one way and now it seems completely the opposite, don't lose hope, but also don't force it. Don't force your life to move in a certain direction. Don't step ahead of God. Don't try to make 20 steps forward when He's calling you to just relax, to just be where He has put you, and just honor where He's put you. So, yeah, that's it.